Straya. How are you going? How you going? I hope you're all right. It is Thursday, November 2nd, all day. Jeez, I'd hate to be a 10 in about, 45 minutes. I'm your host, James Clements. I'm the editor of a good website. It's called CodeBet. You can find that at codebet.com.au. You can also see my ugly mug on Fox Sports Lab NBA, CodeBet Daily, Fox Sports Lab NFL. What else? Oh, that's probably it for the moment. Here in the CodeBet Studios, a.k.a. the James Clements Excellence in Podcasting Memorial Studio, big day of the NBA to get through today. So we're going to plow through an absolute crap ton of NBA Straya Game Wraps. We got That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better Than Lonzo Ball, the Magic Tweet of the Day. It's everyone's favourite new topic. I love it. We've got the Unpopular Opinion of the Day, and Outback Takehouse, where we're serving up a flame-grilled take. We've also got the return of great moments in NBA Straya stat history, because today's an apocryphal day. I'll tell you that much. Stay tuned for that one. And a big set of game previews for tomorrow, where the Friday slate is actually kind of chockers for a Friday. It's usually 2 or 3 games. I think we've got 4. That's good. All right. So, no skit to finish off, but that's okay. Let's get into it. Episode 976 of NBA Straya. Let's go.
This is Joe Ingles, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better. Better watch out for the Raptor attack if you're Sam Neill. Or, for that matter, the Bucks. Jeez. Did they get shit pumped today? I'll tell you that much. Oh, you bastards. You hate to see it. The Bucks and the Nugs both go down today. Absolute chaos gear. Anyway, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Australia, with a daily whoosh. That's right, it's a whip around. I don't have the whip button in this studio, so I've got to do it by myself, you see. And it was pretty good. Jeez, Jim, you do a good whip crack, I'll tell you. That's right, I do. Anyway, any news from today? Not actually a giant amount. It's still sort of just, the James Harden aftermath, which is usually just a bunch of skeet on the floor and, stripper glitter and probably some, gnawed on chicken wings. So the aftermath of James Harden this time is much more like everybody going, nah, man, James Harden is, really stoked to win a title. It's like, yeah, cool. In 2014 or now? I don't know, man. This is great. It's like, yeah, he's joining the Clippers with one goal in mind, and that's to win an NBA championship. And if he has to sacrifice, he will. It's like, oh, yeah, so just like all the times he sacrificed beforehand, and that worked out. Sure. I do love it. Lawrence Frank gargling James Harden's balls like he's some poor Houston stripper. James Harden should have been an all-star last year, said Lawrence Frank around James Harden's nuts. But he's a time all-star. I'm going to stop doing that because it's weird. He's an elite skill set, and all he cares about is one thing. Himself. No. He wants to win a championship for the LA Clippers. I mean, he wanted to win a championship with the Houston Rockets. He wanted to win a championship with the Brooklyn Nets. He wanted to win a championship with the Philadelphia 76ers. What makes you different? This is just absolute, I can change him kind of gear, isn't it? From the Clippers. Great job, everybody. You're just covering yourself in stripper glitter and scoot. Devin Booker, we're going to find out about his availability for tomorrow's game against the Spurs. But still nothing serious about that. And they were sort of talking about whether or not Beal is going to be keen. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of like, okay, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? But that's kind of it in terms of the news. So let's get to the game wraps. Game wraps. That's right, the game wraps. What a day. What a day. We had so much shit go down. I think 13 games all in all. Very fun. Very well. The Trailblazers beat the Detroit Basketball Pistons 110-101. And if you were shocked by that result as well, as I, then yeah, it's because Portland is shit. But they won by 9. How'd they do that, Jim? Well, they kicked the fuck out of the Pistons in the second half. Really, Jim? Yes. I'm not lying to you. The Pistons scored 42 points in that entire second half. Last time I checked, 42 is less than 63. That's right. They're outscored by 21 points in the second half. Cade Cunningham had 30. Didn't matter because Shaden Fack and Sharp goes bang. His best game of the season with 29 and 7. He's going to pop up again later. But it was just a weird game. Detroit shot 44%. They didn't have the most improved player in the league so far, Jalen Duren. Killian Hayes absolutely spudded it up. He's going to pop up later. And the unbalanced nature of this team very much came to the fore as Portland sort of ran fucking rings around them. So, yeah, you get that on the big jobs. What else? Jeremiah Grant is out there going, I've got to show up against my old team, man. Check it out. 24 points. What else did he do, Jim? Not fucking much. 1 rebound, 0 assists. That's the Jeremy Grant game to a T. Right, a couple of big ones today. The Raptors upset the Bucks 131-11. This was chaos. Malik Beasley drops 20. He goes off. Nobody else does shit for the Bucks. 15 for Dame Lillard. He took 9 shots. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I'm watching this going, he is on the court, right? He's not injured, is he? The answers were no, and yes. In what order? I'm not entirely sure. 16-4-2 for Giannis Antetokounmpo. But on the flip side, Toronto, what an absolute burner. No one missed. They shot 51 and 91. Siakam had 26, 6 and 7, 16 on 7 of 7 shooting from the OG Anunoby. Scoob had 21, 12 and 5. He had 8 of 16 shooting. And Dennis Schroeder, I am German Rondo. Had a good one too. 9 of 13 for him. 24, 4 and 11. Bucks, look, you're going to get these stinkers, but now they're dead last in defense, and gave up 130 points, 60% shooting to a Toronto team that's previous high score this season had been 114. That's fucked. Seriously, they managed 91 against the Blazers like 2 days ago. What the fuck? Actually, I don't even think that was 2 days. That might have been yesterday. What the hell? Yeah, that's bullshit. You guys stink. No, it was 2 days ago. I was right. Anyway, the Hawks beat the piss out of the Wizards as well, 131-21. Geez, Jim, that's not much of a piss beating. It really was because the Hawks put the fucking Q in the rack. They're up by 21 in the fourth quarter. DeJounte Murray had 24 and 8. Trae Young was pretty bloody good as well. What did he have? 23, 3 and 10. 23 for DeAndre Hannah as well. Jordan Poole had 13 points on 13 shots. Just everybody going, yep, we saw the highlight, Jordan. And he's like, oh, God. This game was over and stayed over. Kuzma had 25, 9 and 6, whatever. Washington stink. Atlanta, big win. Indy got absolutely fucking killed. He got straight killed by the Boston Celtics. Look, Indy didn't have Tyrese Halliburton. They scored 104 points. You're like, geez, that's not too bad, man. 104, yeah. What did Boston put up? I don't know. Only the second highest number in franchise history. This is the Boston Celtics. They've been around since, I don't know, it was BC, right? But that's what it's for, before Celtics. That's what I was always told. Anyway, 155. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. Not only did you have 8 players in double figures, you had 8 players, I think 7 players go for 15 or 13 or more, which is just fucking nuts. And the one that actually didn't get to 15 out of those players was the Extreme Zinger Meal.
Extreme Zinger Meal.
That's all right. Awesome game with the Celtics. They shot 57% from 3 as well. That's fucked. 20 out of 35 from downtown. Indy, you know you can guard them right. They went 5 of 37 themselves from downtown, the Indiana Pacers. 5 of 37. Who do they think they are? Me? Jesus, that's fucking horrible. Out-rebounded by 26? My lord. Stop it. He's already dead. But yeah, the Pacers didn't have Tyrese Halliburton. I did actually, I think, point this out during the preseason NBA Straya over-unders. Indiana's over-under felt pretty doable, right? The only pause for concern I had was if Halliburton misses fucking any time, this team falls apart. Guess what happened today? They fell apart. Simple as that. Anyway, Pacers 2-2. Boston moved to 4-0. Big win. Then Brooklyn Nets, that's right. Big come from behind win over Miami, 109-105 without Spencel, Dinwiddie. Awesome game. 21 for Mikal Bridges. Box Hill Benny Simmons, 4 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. But it was the bench. Armoni Brooks, 5 or 6 from downtown for him. Lonnie Walker, the fourth, also had 17. They both had 17. But really, it was the Nets shooting 16 and 36 from downtown. That's fucking nuts for that team, considering they don't really have like the world's greatest array of three-point shooting. But Dorian Finney-Smith went 3 of 5. Royce O'Neal goes 2 of 5. Bridges and Cam Thomas actually went 2 of 7 both. So that's 4 of 14 between them. So well done, everybody else. Like, seriously, fucking hell. But otherwise, look, tough one for the Heaters. 20 and 7 for Butler. 21-14 for Bam. And 30 for there goes my hero, Tyler Hero, who shot 6 of 10 from downtown. Not bad, not good enough. Dickhead. Nice bucket hat. They outscored them by 12 in the fourth quarter. The Nets just sort of muscled them out of the way and stayed up. It was very impressive, very cool. Good win to move to 2-2. The Heat dropped to 1-4. Cleveland. That's right, Cleveland 95. The New York Knickerbockers of New York City 89. This game fucking sucked. 34.8% shooting from the Knicks. Seriously, what the hell is that? They went 5 of 30 from 3. This is gouge your eyes out shit. 20th, they missed 10 free throws. No RJ Barrett, but the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't have Darius Rucker, Judy Garland. Jalen Brunson had 24 of the worst points you'll ever see. What was that, Jim? Well, he shot 8 of 23. Kobe! Really, it was bad. Not as bad as Julius Randle. Julius, he had 6, 6, and 4. Earn that money, Julius. Earn that money. He shot 3 of 15. Guess what? Spoiler alert, he's going to pop up again later. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Mobley wasn't bad. 14, 8, and 5 with 2 steals, 2 blocks. The Donnie Mitchell explosion in the Garden was pretty good. He started off absolutely on fire and did enough in the second half to push the Knicks away and keep them at bay. 30 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for him. He did have the 5 turnovers, but he did go 6 of 15 from downtown. So not bloody bad, man. They got my sweet baby Karis LeVert back as well. 19 and 6 and 5 from him. Loved it. Looking good. Good bounce back by the Cavs following yesterday's weird loss to these same Knicks. So they lost to the Knicks at home. The very next day, flew out, well, that night, flew over to New York and beat the Knicks in New York. Help me make it make sense. I can't. Anyway, good job, Cleveland. The Knicks just had an absolute Barry Crocker shocker. The Pelicans were the Pelicans and not the Pelicans today. 110, they beat the Thunder 106. CJ McCollum, bloody good. He went off, and it was kind of weird. They had no real answer. Like, Chet played a fucking belter. Zion was within spitting distance of a triple-double. SGA had 20 on 20 shots. He had 8 assists, though, 5 boards, 3 steals. Giddey, 15 points on 15 shots. Not ideal. Wouldn't mind seeing him get to the free throw a little bit more. Yeah, Jalen Williams with 18 and 8. But Chet, fuck, he's fun. 19, 11, and 2 for the stick insect. But it just wasn't enough. Like, the Pelicans just stuck around all game. After, I think it was like 33-14 in the first quarter, they then just put the hurt on them. Stuck around, kicked their ass down the stretch, boom, win the game. Big win for the Pels that are now 3-1. They've missed Spindles Ingram the last 2 games. They got 29 and 11 out of CJ today. Good stuff. He and Zion, let's go. Zion had 20, 10, and 8. Fun times. Good win by the Pels. 3-1, 3-2 for the Thunder. The Rockets and the Hornets played a game that, even if you're in, like, one of these players' families, like, do you watch this one? Like, do you? They combined for 83 points in the fourth quarter. 83 in a quarter. It was 41-42. The Rockets score 128 all up. The Hornets go for 119. And it's without LaMelo really doing the world's most amount of damage. Like, he wasn't bad. He had 19 and 5, but he had 1 rebound and not much else. It was like PJ Hamilton, Washington with 23. 17 for Gordie Hayward. He's still alive. 21 for Scary Terry Rozier. And they couldn't stop Houston. Like, if you can't stop Houston, you can't fucking stop anybody. Seriously. Jalen Green, 6 of 16 for 23 points. Fred VanVleet of the Fighting Van Vliets goes for 5 threes and 22 and 11. 19 for Şengün, 20 for Dylan Brooks, the world's most annoying bastard, and 17, 6 and 4 for Jabari Smith Jr. And it was good to see the Rooster back out there as well, Jock Landale. Rock'em, sock'em, block'em, jock'em, Landale. Big cock jock, 4 and 5 for him. Good job. Good win by the Rockets. They finally get one on the board. That's their first win. No shit. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. And the Hornets, same. The Wolves. That's right. They punked the Nugs. Punk the Nugs definitely sounds like something you did during your uni, right? What did you do the other night? Oh, we're at this party. We punked some Nugs. It's like, what is that? Well, it's when you like do nangs but underwater. To be honest, that sounds fucking awesome. Let's go. Anyway, how'd you die, Jim? Yeah, doing nangs underwater. Timberwolves 110, Nugs 89, chaos game. Nikola Jokic, hello, goes for 25 and 10, as per usual. But Aaron Air Gordon, 18 minutes because of foul trouble. Jamal Murray, 14 points on 16 shots. Literally, Joker and Jamal are the only ones in double figures. That's a paddling. 39% shooting, 6 of 33 from downtown. And the Wolves, I mentioned this on yesterday's show, they've actually won 5 of 6 at home against the Nuggets, who did beat them 4-1 in the playoffs last year. But the Wolves just sort of have their number when playing in Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Rudy Gobert couldn't hit a shot, which is pretty weird considering you're 7'20", Rudy, you fucking French dipshit. But seriously, 4 and 12, he shot 0 of 7. 0 of 7. You're 7'2", dickhead. Just put it in the fucking hoop. Mike Conley had 17 and 6, 24 for Ant-Man. But really, Naz Reid was really fucking good at this one. It's one of those ones where you go, oh, Jimmy had 16 points. Yeah, but he fucking kicked the Nuggets' ass from end to end. So good job. Good win by the Wolves over the reigning champs. The Nugs now drop to 4 and 1. The Wolves get to 2 and 2. They needed that. The Mavericks beat the piss out of the Bulls in the end. This game was really close. 114-105. Ran away with it right at the end. Awesome game. No sort of real cohesion in this game. You didn't have Kyrie again for the Mavericks. It didn't matter. Hardaway had this awesome and one that put them up down the stretch. Grant Williams had 25. Hit 7 threes. What the fuck? That's a career high for Grant Willie. Not bad, bro. Not bad. But Hardaway, the lesser, had 7 threes as well to go in his 24 points. And literally, they ran it off with a 10-2 run, and it was absolutely unreal. Like, Luka didn't have to do everything in this one. I think he had 18 and 10 and couldn't buy a fucking 3. What was he, 1 of 8? Yeah, 1 of 8. So he had 18, 7 and 10. And yeah, it was just lucky that fucking Grant Williams and Tim Hardaway, the lesser, went ham. And because of that, because of 2 dudes hitting 7 threes each, geez, what do you reckon? Oh, I think they shot okay from 3 overall. That's right. They went 20 of 48. That's not bad. Not bad. The Bulls, look, far be it from me to dump on Patch Williams, but I'm going to dump on Patch Williams because he's shit. He's just bad. Like, have you ever seen a basketballer who doesn't really know how to play basketball? Just watch Patch Williams a little bit more. Just saying. DeMar DeRozan there had 16 and 7, 21 and 20 for Big Vooch, and 22 for Zachy Cakes Adam Levine, but nothing else going for this Bulls team. Like, Jevion Carter had 12, but goddamn, this team just stinks. I hate this Bulls team with a passion. Can you tell? I'm fucking blinded by rage over here. Kobe White had 4 of 12 shooting for 10 points. Just, he stinks as well. I'm off the Kobe White train. I love his idea. I love the vibe of him. Cool hair, bro. But yeah, that dude is not good. Derek Lively as well, the rookie. 17, 13, and 6. He's fucking a weapon every 2 to 3 games. The Jazz shit pumped the Grizzlies because they fucking suck. The Grizzlies dropped actually, to put a bow on that Mavs one, they're 4-0 now. 2 and 3 for the Bulls. Jesus. 133-109. The Jazz kicked the crap out of the Grizzlies. I mean, what do you need to know? Colin, the sex man, Sexton had 23. Jaren Jackson Jr. for the flip side, he had 19. 21 for Desmond Bain. But nothing else really going. Talon Horton Tucker. It's like, I don't know. Are we going to keep pretending like he's actually a good point guard? 5 turnovers and 7 assists. Just saying. 20 today for Jordan Jeremy Clarkson. 19 and 11 for Larry. That's a girl's name, Markkinen. But this team, look, good on the Yaz for getting this big win. I'm very proud of them. But the Grizzlies are shit. They fucking stink. Marcus Smart, 11 points on 11 shots, 1 of 7 from downtown. Zaire Williams, no one's convinced if he can play basketball or not. It's just weird. Anyway, Grizzlies 0-5. Yaz 2-3. Kings, Warriors, an absolute blinder. Klay Thompson with the game winner. Domantas Sabonis, a.k.a. the Souvlaki King, 23, 11, and 8. And the Warriors pull one out their ass. This was back and forth all game. You had Davion Mitchell starting a point guard in place of De'Aaron Fox. You had Sabonis shredding, as I said, 23, 11, and 8. Not bloody bad, man. Malik Monk dropping 16. And they nearly beat the Warriors because Steph, it was a kind of quiet game for him, 7 of 15 for 21, 4 threes. Draymond, 13 and 9 assists, 15 for Dario, the homie Saric. He hit 3 of 5 from downtown. Klay Thompson was playing like dog shit, it felt like, for most of this game, and then hit the game winner. Just top of the key, boom. You had the Curry bucket before that. Absolutely chaos end of this one. Go and rewatch it. It was fun as shit. Really enjoyed it. Like the Warriors went 11 of 31 from 3. The Kings go 11 of 35. They just sort of did a little bit more damage inside. Wiggins was pretty handy as well, 14 points for him. They had 17 turnovers that kept the Kings in it. And the Kings without De'Aaron Fox just didn't quite have that killer absolute fuck you down the stretch. And it turns out the Warriors did. So good win by the Warriors. I'll tell you, they're now 4-1. Kings dropped to 2-2. And finally, Clippers, Lakers, overtime. Clippers win their first game since 2020 against the Clippers. No James Harden because, I don't know, it takes 4 days to get all the stripper glitter out of your beard. All that raspberry-scented lube. Jeez. As a man with a big beard myself, I can relate. Not so much of the stripper glitter and everything, maybe more so the wings. The Lakers hold on to win 130-125, basically just because of some really rambunctious AD LeBron gear down the stretch. Austin Reeves and one in overtime. He had some moments today. The Clippers, Rusty Westbrook kept them in it. He had 24, 11, and 8. He went 3 of 6 from downtown, shot 9 and 21. Kawhi, 38, 6 and 5. 35 for Paul George, went 6 and 9. Nice from 3. Just wasn't enough. Norm Powell had 12 points, but went 0 of 4 from downtown. Bones, he went 0 of 3 from downtown. Literally outside of Rusty, Paul George, and Kawhi, no one hit a 3. Like everybody else missed every 3 they took, which was Powell, Brown, and Bones. Not ideal. Just saying. But when you're playing LA and Anthony Davis, 27 and 10 for him, 4 blocks, played his ass off. Every time he fucking has a whinge or falls over, you're like, well, he's dead. No, he's still back up. 27 for D'Lo. Awesome game by D'Lo. Look, I calls it how I see it. I hate D'Lo, but that was a good game. 27 points, 10 of 19, 3 of 7. He did try a floater right at the end of regulation where it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It was such a bad shot. But anyway, LeBron James is the story here for me. 35, 12, and 7, 2 blocks of steal. Went 4 of 8 from 3. Did miss 5 free throws, but we're not going to shit on him here. He went 13 and 19 from the floor. Awesome game. The dude's 38. What is going on here? That is just fucking stupid, isn't it? I mean, come on, man. So awesome win by the Lakers. Huge win too. They needed that. 3-2. Clippers are 3-2. Awesome game. Go and rewatch this. The overtime was awesome. The end of regulation was fucking sick. Reeves ends up with 15, 7, and 7. What a weapon. 10 for Christian Wood with 11 rebounds. He also just played some horrible defense where you're like, he does understand that the other team will shoot the ball, right? He can lift his arms up, right? We all know how this works. What the fuck? Anyway, good stuff. Let's do an NBA Straya approved performance of the night. Once I find the button.
That's not a night. That's a night.
We just mentioned him. LeBron James, 35, 12, and 7. 38 years old. That's fucking, like, I groan getting off the couch. LeBron's putting up 35, 12, and 7 in an NBA game in the year 2023. That's fucked. Grant Williams, career high 25. Love that. 21, 12, and 5 for Scotty Barnes. Wanted to, like, oh, geez, Jim, you don't often give the that's not a knife to a bloke who had 21, 12, and 5. Scoob fucking tore apart the Bucks. 8 of 16, 4 of 6 from 3. Amazing game. Jason Tatum, 30, 12, and 4 in only 26 minutes. What? Hey, kids, want to see a dead body? Yeah, that's the Indiana Pacers. Bang! And, of course, the NBA Straya Proof performance, that's not a knife. Klay Thompson just went, yeah, that's a fucking knife. Klay, that's a sailor's hat. No. It's a knife and a game winner. In your face! God, it was good. Klay just turns around, stops and pops. Skadoosh, top of the key. Game winner. Bang! In between two kings. That's a fucking knife. Right, what about Spud of the night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. Plenty of Spuds in attendance this evening. You had 3 of 15 for Randall. Hey, how's Julius Randle's season going? Oh, he's shooting 27% from the floor. Yeah, that's not good. 5 of 14, 4 of 15, 4 of 10, 5 of 22, and 3 of 15. Julius, what are you doing, mate? 2 of 11 for Michael Porter Jr., 0 of 5 from downtown, 1 of 8 for Lopez. He went 0 of 4 from downtown as well. Jaime Jaquez and Josh Richardson, 1 of 9 each for the Heaters. Just spuds. Spuds as far as the eye can see. You had a pair of French Spuds as well. Would that make them French fries? I don't know. Weird. Rudy Gobert, Gustavo Taylor goes 0 of 7. Killian Hayes goes 0 of 6. Patch Williams, I mentioned him earlier. He's just bad. 0 of 6. He had fucking 3 rebounds, I think. He's out there. He's only 22. Feels like he's been in the league for 40 years and still runs around like a fucking chook with its head cut off. It makes no sense. Who else? We had the Duckman, Luke Kennard, 1 of 9 from the floor. Oh, boy. 2 of 11. I mentioned that for Michael Porter Jr. and 4 of 19 for Cam Thomas. It's not 30 points. I'm just saying. Not saying. Not good. Unfortunately, no one hit the magical number, so we don't get to say that today or play the drop. Aw, that's just sad. Who's old mate, no mates?
Old mate, no mate.
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 Who's got no mates today? I became obsessed with the James Harden introduction video to the Clippers locker room because that video that doesn't contain Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, it is the very definition of, no, he's your fucking mate, right? Hey, did you invite him? No, he's your mate, right? No, you're taking the piss. He's your fucking mate. Because everybody in that video is like, all right, g'day. How are you, man? Nah, good to see you. Nah, this isn't fucking weird at all. I think someone said it's like seeing the ex at a party. You're like, do we have to say hi? This is just uncomfortable and fucking weird. And I feel like Russell Westbrook just touched the end of his dick a little bit too. I'm just like, what was that handshake? Like, were you literally lightly cupping his balls? Like, who are you, Lawrence Frank? Like, what is happening here? Like, Norm Powell is just like, all right, James is here. Fucking rad. Terrence Mann is like, just barely looks up from his phone. Terrence Mann is like texting a mate going, yeah, this fuckhead's here. God, I hope he knows some strippers here that aren't just like the worst. But speaking of which, that's like the classic old mate, no mates, walks into the locker room, no one looks up. Like all the staffers are lined up. Everybody who was a player is like, oh yay, James Harden is here. Huzzah. Anyway, he's your mate, old mate, no mates, Norm Powell. Now, you might go, Jimmy, this is a pantsing of the night. It's also a bit of an old mate, no mates combo. It is a he's your mate. No, he's your fucking mate. And he got pants because Norm Powell got crossed up and absolutely smoked by Austin Reeves. Now, not to be all, I don't know, treading into waters lightly, but you can't get crossed up by a white dude. Like, you just can't. Like, let's be honest. Norm, everybody in that locker room is like, you got crossed up by Austin Reeves. shit. So that's a bit of a pantsing. Austin Reeves crossed him into oblivion, snapped his ankles, and then he got tripped up by Anthony Davis as well. So that's a pantsing and a he's your fucking mate. Oh, you talking about your mate over there, Norm? The guy got crossed up by Austin Reeves. Yeah, he's your fucking mate. Pantsing of the night as well. The Wizards throwing it off the backboard for an alley-oop. That's a self-pantsing of the highest degree. You're down 20 in the third quarter. What are you fucking doing? Jesus. Have some respect. It's the Ricky Davis corollary. Anyway, better than Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Shaden fucking sharp. I mentioned him earlier in that Pistons-Blazers game where you could have probably a couple of other ones in this one too, but God, he was good. 29 points. He shot 9 of 16, goes 3 of 6 from downtown, 8 of 10 at the free throw line. Very, very, very good. And better than Lonzo Ball for the simple fact that, like, Lonzo, he's not playing, obviously, but how many times do you remember a Lonzo sort of stat line where it's the 29, 7, and 5? It's like, well, not very often, man. Not very often. And the 8 of 10 at the free throw line is the sort of one that puts it over the edge. So great job by our man, Shaden Sharp. God, he looks fucking fun to play with as well. He is a human highlight reel. Anyway, let's talk about the magic tweet of the day. Bring. I don't have the drop for it, but this is one I was going to mention at the top, but I thought I'd save it for this one because Magic actually says it very nicely. Rest in peace to Hall of Fame basketball coach Bobby Knight! Exclamation point. Oh, God. I remember when he came to recruit me in Everett High School right after they went 32-0 and won the national championship in 1976. All 1,200 students skipped class that day because they wanted to catch a glimpse of the legendary Coach Knight. A true champion! Exclamation point. Cookie and I are praying for the entire Knight family and all of his loved ones. Prayer hands emoji. It sucks that Bobby Knight died, of course. It's not very good. Old dude, you get it. Sometimes it happens. But it's very sad. But seriously, for Magic to say rest in peace to Hall of Fame basketball coach Bobby Knight, exclamation points! What are we doing? That's amazing. So what do we say? Thanks, Magic. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs right after. I want to say this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
and you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do some yeah-nahs brought to you by the NBA Straya shop. Get your merch, get your merch. Thank you to the actual people who bought a bit of merch. That's awesome. The hoodies, the T-shirts, they're all there. Click through on the socials. Check them out, nbastraya.com/shop. The dog is doing okay. I actually got a call from the vet today. I've got to go in there again tomorrow morning. Take Larry in. We'll figure out his treatment plan and shit. Like, fuck, it's sad though, isn't it? The poor little guy's just like, I'm okay, oh no, Jobby. And I'm like, yeah, you'll be all right, buddy. You'll be right. Breaks your fucking heart. He will be all right though, so I just have no idea how much his medication's going to fucking cost. But he'll be right. I will fucking run through brick walls for that dog. He is a legend. He is my shadow. So he's like the Jay Reatard song. I'm not actually using a hard R like I'm fucking Chris Broussard. It's just Jay Reatard. He was awesome. My shadow. Absolute banger of a tune. Anyway, go check out the NBA Straya shop. And actually, I got some really nice messages about that as well. Read the dog. And thank you all. You're all legends. Right, let's do some yeah-nahs. Are the Mavs for real yet? Jim, do you appreciate it? Yeah, nah. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate a team that'll put up 122.5 points a game. That's fucking gnarly. Because when the opposition only averages 113.5, you're doing something right. That is what the third highest mark, I think, in the league at the moment. I think the Hawks and the Celtics are scoring more, just a tick more because they've had just some high-scoring games, of course. But the Mavs, at least, look, it's encouraging that they can score this much even without Kyrie and to pull a win out their ass against Chicago. I just don't think you can read much into anything anyone does against Chicago because the next one is Chicago are bad, right, Jim? Yeah, nah, yes. God, they're horrible. They are absolutely fucking atrocious. That team is so hard to watch. They are so weirdly badly coached, and it feels like they just have zero direction, zero coherency, and like game in, game out, you have no idea what the fuck's going to happen with them. So, yeah, you could say that I'm down on Chicago. Is it time to panic about Miami? Yeah, nah. It's getting there. 1-4 is a big hole. I mean, they've seen worse, but losing 4 straight, not a great one. The worst part, I think, for me, for the Heat, watching them against Brooklyn today is that, like, what's the improvement going to come from? Is it simply, like, the idea that, oh, it's going to be okay. We've got, like, internal improvement because what are you going to do? Trade for something? What are you going to package those assets that you're going to trade for Dame and go get somebody else? Looks a bit dire. Just saying. What about the Bucks? Are you a bit worried that they have the worst defense in the NBA? Yeah, nah. Yeah, a little. Because if you're not stopping anybody and giving up 122 points a game, it's not very good, bro. It's not very good, eh? Yeah, it's pretty fucked, in fact. So I think it's a combination of things I worry. Actually, Matt Bell sent in this good message. What the Bucks is going on? Dame time is stinking up. In fact, they all are. Amazing given how highly touted they've been. Malik Beasley top scoring is just egregious given their lineup. Yeah, nah, yeah. I think what this speaks to me more about is just the simple idea that you've also got a new coach and you've got a superstar who's being incorporated. They looked fucking awesome game one, obviously, and sort of they're going to look rocky at times. They beat the piss out of the Heat. They got smashed by the Hawks. They got smashed by the Raptors today. This is what happens if you can't play fucking defense, right? It's very easy. Like, if Chris Middleton was still alive, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't allow this to happen. Anyway, what do we got? Do we have an unpopular opinion of the day? I don't think we've got that drop. I don't think we do. Hey, you know what the Warriors should probably do right now? It's trade Klay Thompson. That's right. It's also Outback Takehouse. That's right. It's Thursday at Outback. You know what that means? Oh, yeah. Icy, cold. No, that's Friday. 2 for $1 blooming onions. That's right. Play the song as well while we do it. 2 for $1 blooming onions only at Outback. No prick in Australia knows what the fuck this thing is. What is it? Some sort of deep fried onion that's turned into a flour? What the fuck are you creeps on about? Anyway, 2 for $1 only at Outback. And today's Flame Grilled Take is, that's right, the Warriors should trade Klay Thompson right now. He's an expiring contract. He wants a big new money deal. The Warriors can't afford it. You know what they should do? He just won the game for him. Go, thanks for your help there, Klay. Appreciate it. Now on your bike, we need to play Moses Moody a little bit more. Only at Outback. To be honest, I kind of half believe this because you don't want to trade a bloke after he's hit a game winner for you. But when's his value going to be higher? Never. It's like, look, see, he can still do it. Foist him onto some unsuspecting dipshit of a team, Philadelphia, and you'll be laughing. There you go. Only at Outback. All right, the Strayan Player Watch. We don't have the backing music in here for that one, but Strayan Player Watch today. Box Hill Benny against Miami had the 4 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, as mentioned. 2 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Thanks for that, Benny. Doing great. 1 block, 4 turnovers. Not a great game, but still just showed enough where you're like, you can put the clamps on, folks. I'm enjoying it. It's not bad. The Mob Top Mamba, the Wheat Bix kid, Josh Giddey against New Orleans. He had 15 points on 16 shots. He hit 6 of them. 1 of 4 from downtown. 9 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a block and 2 turnovers. Wasn't the best Josh Giddey game. The Slob Wizard. Fuck, people are loving that one. Oh, Slob Wizard, I get it. That's great. It's like, all right. Sure. I prefer the Wheat Bix kid. Patty Thrills. Quinn Snyder hates Aussies not named Joe Ingles. Because Patty Mills, in a game that they're up by 21 in the fourth quarter, did not get out there with another did not play. Coach's decision. The Rooster was back, though. Rock'em, Sock'em, Block'em, Jock'em Landale up against Charlotte. He's back. Love that. He had 4 points. He shot 1 of 7. Look, the range will come. It's okay. 0 of 3 from downtown. 5 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block as well. Not bloody bad. The two Mavericks, Josh Green against Chicago, 3 points. He went 1 of 5, all of which were from downtown. He had 3 rebounds, an assist, and 2 turnovers. Not bad. Dante Sexum up Exum, 10 minutes. He had 2 points, 1 of 3 from the floor. 2 rebounds and a steal. He looked good, though. He looks fast. Looks fast and strong. Dante Sexum up. Dyson Daniels in that same game against the Slob Wizard. He had played 25 minutes, did the vacuum. 8 points, 10 shots. 3 of 10 he shot. 1 of 6 from 3. God, I'd love just to see a couple of Dyson Daniels breakout games. I'm starting to get worried. He's still young. It's fine. But just, we need the absolute just like pop off Dyson Daniels games every so often just to keep the home fires stoked. 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks for Dyson. He is the vacuum. And Aussie Matty T gets the Pistons, played 17 minutes. He went 0 for 3, all of which were from downtown. A rebound, an assist, and a steal as well. And that's it. Good stuff. Right, what about a great moment in NBA Straya stat history?
Great moments in NBA Straya stat history.
That's right. Great moments in NBA Straya stat history. I don't think I've got the old-timey. Oh, I do have the old-timey. Let's play it. Yeah, nice one. Back in 1996, guess who made their NBA debut? That's right. On this day in 1996, Shane the Hammer Heel made his NBA debut for your Minnesota Timberwolves. That's right. In a 4-point win over the San Antonio Banderas Spurs, 82-78. Shane Heel debuted and played 24 seconds. But amazingly, he played against Dominique Wilkins when Dominique was on the Spurs. How crazy is that? A couple of other coaches were on that team as well for the Spurs. Monty Williams, Avery Johnson, Vinny Del Negro. Who was on Hammer's team at that point? That was Marbury, Garnett, Googs, Tom Gugliotta, the immortal Doug West, Stjoko Vrankovic. What a time. What a time to be alive. And it was good times as well. 24 seconds. He didn't bother the scorers, obviously. You would have thought that Hammer would chuck up at least a couple of threes in 24 seconds, but he didn't get a chance. So, great moment, though, for Hammer to go out there and after Lucian and Gazy, get out there and be an Aussie out on an NBA court, having tried to punch on with Charles Barkley and everybody. Love that. Bloody good, isn't it? All right. Nice one. Happy days. Let's do a bit of the Paddy Mills Game Day Baller. Game Day Twitter check-in. If I have a song to play underneath it, I do not. So let's just play a bit of this one again. All right. The Paddy Mills Game Day Baller, Game Day Twitter check-in. Let's just see maybe if Simo has actually done something again because it's probably much more likely. Yeah, he's gone and posted. Oh, Nets win, 109-105. He's reposted the Nets. Gritty W. The Dorian Finney-Smith picture. And there's that sick block that he had, which was V-nice. Good defense leads to good offense. Cutting through the lane. Skadoosh kicks it out. 3-ball. Bang. Corner pocket. It's very nice. It's very good, actually. Good stuff. On you, Simo. Enjoyed that. All right. Let's do some game previews before we get the fuck out of here. Game previews. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Oh, yeah. It's all right. Just very busy, you know? Sick dog, 2 kids. Old mate, always staring daggers at me. Nah, she's great. What do we do today? We actually smashed the picks in the end. I was getting a bit worried there for a minute. Because they were looking like they were going to go absolutely fucking pear-shaped. If I bring up the picks spreadsheet, switch to the tab. We went 8 of 13, I think, in the end. Because we nailed the Lakers minus 2.5. We had Sacramento plus 7.5. We had Utah minus 2.5. Dallas minus 4.5. Minnesota plus 2.5. One of my favorite picks. I nailed that. Did not nail Charlotte in Houston plus 2.5. That's a wrong one. Actually, no, I've gone 7 of 13 because I gave myself a W for a game that was not a win. I did not pick OKC minus 3.5 because that did not win. I did pick Cleveland in yesterday's show. I did pick Indy. That was very wrong. I did pick Washington. That was wrong. And Milwaukee and Portland were wrong as well. So there's your, but 7-13, I'll take that against the line. Fuck yeah. All right, tomorrow though, we have awesome games. Toronto at Philly. Boy, does Joel Embiid hate Toronto. Look for him to go massive in this one. Toronto on a back-to-back. Philly are 8.5-point favorites at home. I actually will take Philly minus 8.5. I think it does feel like Toronto could make them work. Maybe Toronto plus 8.5. Let's see. Yeah, I believe in you, Toronto. Look, Toronto on a back-to-back. Fuck, they look good today in beating Milwaukee. Philly should win that at home, but it'll be a classic shitty Philly game where it's like they should be up by like 17. They're only up by like 7. And that's like they win by 4. New Orleans on a back-to-back. They host the Detroit Basketball Pistons, also on a back-to-back. I like the Pelicans. It's a big number, though, 7.5 points. What are we doing here? It's a lot, but they should kick the crap out of Detroit. They've got way more talent, but it's a big number. Fuck it. I'll just go New Orleans minus 7.5. Unless that is going to be, we're going to say minus 7.5. We'll go New Orleans if Zion plays. If he doesn't, I'm going to go Detroit plus 7.5. Orlando, they are half-point underdogs in Utah. I'm going to go Orlando plus a half point there. They lost those 2 back-to-back games in LA. It's a long road trip to start the season for Orlando, but I think they'll be too good for Utah coming off a back-to-back. Utah got in obviously a bit of rest against Memphis, ends up being a bit of fucking cardio against the Grizzlies, but Orlando, Franz and Paolo Banchero, look, been pretty rough. Those 2 games against the Lakers and Clippers. Going to need to see a bit of a bounce back from the Magic, man. I think they can do it. I'm going to take the Magic plus a half point. And then you've got San Antonio Phoenix Redux. They literally played this yesterday with Wembanyama destroying Drew Banks and KD in turn. Well, KD destroyed Wembanyama first. Then Wemby came back and just put Drew Banks in the fucking crust on the planet. Phoenix also coughed up a big fucking lead because they don't have a point guard. It seems problematic. The Spurs, however, look, I think this is a bit of a, oh, God, what have we done to ourselves? So I'm going to go Phoenix minus 8.5. I think they turn around and beat the piss out of them tomorrow, and that should be very, very fun. Didn't I say there was 4 games? Did I just delete one? Yeah, I did. What the fuck? Jesus. Don't put me in charge of the spreadsheet. Anyway, we'll go Phoenix minus 8.5. So Phoenix minus 8.5 over the Spurs. We'll go Orlando plus a half point. New Orleans minus 7.5 and Toronto plus 8.5. And that should be pretty good. And that is it for today, you little ripper. Good times. Smashed through that one. It was a lot of games, but anyway, good times, great memories. Just NBA Australia with Jim. All right, that's it for today. Back tomorrow for a Friday show. Set you up for the weekend. Wrap up those games as well. In the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey IG. We're all over the socials. You know that. Check out NFL Straya with myself and Gaz. Good show this week, actually. He and I smashed through that one. It was a good week to talk NFL. Check us a rating review on your podcast app. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you use on your Android phone. It does help. That's all I ask. Rating and review it. Off you go. Give it a star. It's actually really hard to figure out how to do stars on Spotify, but it can be done, so dig into it. Get around nbastraya.com/shop. Get your merch. And big thanks to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, as well as House Hats. Their album, Running Out of Time, is an absolute belter. Big thanks also go to Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinator, Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sex Jedi, Green, and Dozers for all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them all on Bandcamp, Triple J and Earth, Facey, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. Remember, NBA Straya supports Australian bands, and so should you. All right, that's it for today. No skit, because I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm in the work studio, and it's already late. So we will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? How good is basketball? And later, hosen.